This little pocket card is so cool. Check this out. You've got a pop-up in the center. And don't worry, I got tons of tips for coloring these flowers the quick and easy way. Hi everyone, and welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca. I'm so glad that you're here. We're making this super special fun fold. It's a pocket card, which those are just some of my favorites. So I hope you love this design. All the measurements for this project are on the corresponding blog post, and I've got that linked in the description of this video. Over there, you'll find some extra photos to the measurements, and then I have the supplies listed there. If you want your cards to look just like mine, you can purchase them from there. Oh my goodness, these braces are just lisping all over the place. I am so close to being done, you guys. I'm so close. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start by stamping all our little parts and pieces. I'm going to be using the pop-up petals, but you can use any stamp set that you like for this. Although the pop-up petals has a die cut for the little pop-up portion, that makes it really easy. So you need 2 large roses, 1 clump of whatever that is, and then 3 of these little ones. And honestly, you don't need to do it this way. You can do any combination, but this is just how I made the card. Now I've got some tips for putting this together. You can either color this all with markers, but you'll see that there are stamps that actually fill these in very easily. And so let me show you how to do that. So to fill in the rows, grab this little round one and just kind of rotate your stamp until you think you got it about right. One thing I noticed on this stamp, there's kind of a side here that's a little bit straight, and that kind of lines up with this over here. If you stamp outside though, it really doesn't matter that much. Now for the leaves, there's also a stamp that fills that in completely. Just line it up. Now we'll do this cluster, and you take this stamp of 4, and you'll see that one of the flowers has more of a narrow oval center, whereas this one is a little larger. So the narrow oval matches up with this stamp, and then you just line it up. Now you'll take that same concept with the centers. One of these is more narrow and ovular, and it goes right there. Lastly, there's one to fill in this little flower. I'm going to do 3 different colors, so I'm going to make sure to wipe it off in between so I don't mix my colors up. One more here and wipe that off. This is the Stampin' Scrub. I absolutely love this thing for cleaning stamps. I think I like it because it's got this hard case, so I can I can even do it in the air like that if I need to, so it doesn't take up the desk space. So these flowers do not have a stamp to color in the leaves, but it just takes a second to hit these with a little green marker. I like the Stampin' Blends. They just have such a deep color. I don't even bother with the stems. Lastly, we're gonna stamp the vase, but I've got like a cool tip. This is totally optional, but check this out. So you're gonna ink this up in whatever color you want. I'm using crumb cake, and I'm gonna stamp it off, but don't stamp it on here yet. And then I'm gonna take some flowers and ink those up in black, and I'm gonna stamp those right on my vase. So you can see it's right on there. And now when we stamp it down, check this out. Isn't that so cool? Now the last thing I did was I cut out this from the Nested Essentials dies just to stamp our sentiment. I'm gonna stamp this a little in the center, but kind of off to the right, because we're gonna put our flower here. Now you can cut these out with scissors if you want. The die set does have these to cut these out really quickly, which is what I'm gonna do. I'll be back. All right, are you ready to make the pocket card and mini card? You're gonna start with a card base, which I actually called this a card back on the project sheet here because it doesn't open, although you could make it that way if you want. So all the measurements for this are on my blog post, sunnydaystamping.com. This print and make product sheet I emailed out this morning. So if you're on my email list, check your inbox. If not, you can sign up, and this is free to download in the email this first week before it goes to my tutorial store. The next part is the pocket, and I'm using two-toned paper so when you fold it over, you've got a light and a dark all in one paper. Now this right here, this was an accident. I scored this incorrectly, but I'm gonna go with it. So for this part, we're gonna glue this to the back here, but do not glue this closed yet. Put quite a bit of glue on the back there. We want this to stick really well since things will be sliding in and out of it. I like to take my bone folder to just run it along here to make sure that is nice and adhered. I'm going to actually flip this over. Now, while we have this flipped over, I totally forgot to do this. We're going to add just one flower to the back of that back layer. So that'll be the back of our card, which I think looks so cute. So before we glue this shut, we want to build our little mini card for in here, because if we glue it now, it might be too tight to fit it. So just set this off to the side. So for the mini card, you're going to need the designer series paper piece and the little mini card insert piece. These are going to be glued together and slid into the card. But I'm going to show you how to do the pop-up. So you're going to take the inner liner of that mini card, and then in the pop-up petals dies, you've got these two things, which I thought were doors until I figured it out. Check out what these do. So this die, you are going to line up. You can see it's got these two little tiny triangles. That is what you are going to line up on the fold line of your mini card. I'm going to bring this down a little bit, probably about right there, because this is going to be our flower box with the flowers coming out. So then you're going to run this through the machine. So we'll just run this through here, and let me show you what this little thing does. So check this out. This creates a perfect, easy pocket. So actually we'll fold this in half, but then you're going to pop this part out and fold it down. You see how that is folding inside the card? And we'll just fold it on the fold line there, like that. So easy, so quick and easy, and it's perfectly lined up. Sometimes this can be tricky to do by hand when you're cutting it in your paper trimmer. So this is such a handy piece. You're going to be able to use this not just with the pop-up petals, but with any stamp set. So now when you cut your designer series paper, you'll have a couple little pieces left over, and I'm going to use those to decorate the front of our little box here. So I'm going to just put one here. This is easiest to do with the card open like this. And one here. I am going to make sure, because this paper has lines, I'm going to make sure that is lined up like that. Now, one more piece from this die set we're going to use is this. We're going to cut out two from crumb cake or whatever color you want. And then I'm going to run it again with white, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this piece in a bit. With these little pieces, they have a score line that the die makes, and you're just going to fold them in half. We're going to put a little glue on one side of the inside and then tuck that on top of the flower box. It kind of just sets it off, just making it really special. This is optional, but looks so cool. So I'll show you that up close. I've got the glue on one side, which is going on the inside of the box. And then I just kind of pinch it until that glue sticks. And then we've got that. It kind of sticks out and makes it just even more 3D. So cool. Now I'm just going to stamp a sentiment right here on the top right. I do like to use my Stamp and Pierce mat for stamping. It just allows you to get a great impression like the first time. Now we're just going to glue in our flowers. We'll put when you're gluing them in, oh, I shouldn't have put glue down the back of that. Oh well. It's going to get glue on the inside of our card, which is fine. You want to make sure your flowers are not all the same height. So just be creative with putting those in there. For these little flowers, I'm putting them on the inside of this box, gluing them right there so that they are popping out. There, so now when you have those all in there, check out how this closes with everything inside. Now we're going to glue this to the inside of our card here. I'm going to do this one at a time. I'm going to put glue on one half. I'm going to put lots of glue on that thing. Line up the fold line here with the fold line of the mini card like that. Now I'm just straightening out the stuff on the inside because I'm gonna have to press on this pretty well to get it to adhere well. So like that. And then I'm just gonna close this. And I'm just gonna press this all around, making sure that that glue gets nice and stuck. Then when we open it, we have this adorable mini card that is gonna fit inside of our pocket. Now, one thing I'm gonna do with this little white one, you could definitely cut this out of a different color of cardstock. I just was trying to keep the supply list lower for this card and not have to have you get another color of cardstock. So I just used the marker that I used to color in the leaves to color in my tab. And actually I might color the back too, just so it's looks like all one color. And now what we're gonna do is put glue on just the lower half of that. I'm gonna line this up on my grid paper and I'm gonna line my mini card up right along that fold line. Just makes a cute little tab there. That'll kind of give an indication like, hey, pull this out of the card. Okay, so you can see why we didn't glue this in the pocket to begin with, because that is pretty thick. So now you're gonna place this in here and now we'll glue this in place. So now we'll open this and we're gonna put a line of glue on each side here. You could also use tear and tape, and then we'll press this down. Rub it real good so you're getting a good adherence. So now you can see that we'll be able to pull that in and out really easily. So I probably should have done this part first. So maybe when you make the card, you'll want to decorate the front of this before you do the pocket, because it is pretty bowed. So I'm going to glue this on the front. I'm going to pull it down here to cover up my score line that I was not supposed to put there. I hate to waste supplies, even paper. So that's why I'm like, I can make this work, even though I scored it wrong. I'm like, I don't want to waste getting another piece of cardstock out. Now you're going to grab your vase and grab your rose, and just, you can either glue this or tape this to the back here. Now I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this because I want this to be popped up. But you want to make sure, don't add dimensionals to the top of that flower because you don't want it to stick onto your mini card base. So just make sure you're very strategic in where you place these, like that. There, and we'll place it right here. Doesn't that vase look amazing with that kind of double stamping? Now to finish it off, I just tied a little bow using the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and then I'm going to use a little mini glue dot to adhere it. You could use any ribbon you want or no ribbon at all. I think this looks great even like it is. And there we have it. Such a fantastic card. Let me show you one more that I made using all the same supplies, same designer series paper. I hope you give these a try. If you love fun fold cards, my tutorial classes this month you will love. The first one is Techniques, Templates, and Fun Folds. So you'll learn a fun fold in this one. And then my Bundle of the Month video class, I get together with 15 other demonstrators, and we each make a card using the same bundle, so you'll get tons of ideas for that bundle. The bundle for this month happens to be Pop-Up Petals, which is the one we use today. So if you have that set, you will love this tutorial. You can purchase these both from my tutorial store, but if you order a $50 Stampin' Up! Order with me, I'll email you this tutorial. And then if you order a $75 Stampin' Up! Order with me, I'll email you this one and this one also, just as a thank you gift. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a sunny day.